My friends, I just want to talk to you about my association with all of the bodybuilders, not all, the great bodybuilders then and now. I mean, that's the thing about experience. And I talk to you guys about it all the time. And a lot of you guys don't realize the importance of experience. It's priceless. I have such a well of experience that I want to export. I don't want to scam you. I'm not looking to get any money. I'm not selling anything. I just want you, I want the people, my audience, to think. I want to stimulate your thinking. And the experience I had talking to the great bodybuilders of our time, past and present, discussing different ways of training, discussing diet. It all builds into the experience and applying it to not always applying it, because most of the time I was more or less out of competition as far as competition is concerned, because I severed my ankle. If you guys would really want to know the details of that, go to leroycobra.com and click on my story. It'll tell you what happened to me. And as I said before, the best thing ever happened to me, because if I didn't get hurt, I would be dead today, because I was so driven. I would have overdosed on the steroids. My heart, my joints, and everything else would be gone. I know it. I'm not sitting there moralizing saying steroids is no good. Fate saved me from it, because I was obsessed. I was young, and that's the tragedy of being young. You think you're omnipotent. When I hurt my ankle, I said, "Hey, doc, how long does it take for me to heal?" He said, "Oh, it'll take about 6 weeks." I said, "I'll do it in 3." But then, of course, I got infection in the bone. They had to put pins in, and 3 weeks turned out to be the end of my competition in bodybuilding. But we discuss things, and what I like about Arnold is Arnold's not a guy that's do curls, and him and we had long conversations. You look on my website, you'll see pictures of us. We used to argue, but the most important thing, just check the website out and say Arnold and I. So many pictures of us. And a lot of us where we're, in the big discussions, we laughed and enjoyed, because the man has got a keen mind. I remember when I says we were talking about training, and we talked about that a lot. And he said, if you could tell exactly when you recovered and start to train again, you'll never have a sticking point. I said, you got a point there, Arnold, And we were talking about training, recovery, and retrogressing. Once your muscle this is the way the body works, my friends. And that's why I enjoyed so much talking to all of my contemporary guys, that I was hungry to see what they were doing and how they were faring in their training and how it compared to me. It's all put into the pot so that you grow. And I grew tremendously from that. But what I'm trying to say is, like Arnold said, which I thought was quite interesting. It was years ago now, not yesterday. But and he says, once you recover, you retrogress. That's the way the body works. The body gets full recovery. You don't retrogress overnight. Then it starts to go back. It starts to retrogress. It's no longer being stimulated to continue to go forward. That's why if you train a body part once a week, you don't ever get any. You see guys in the gym, they look the same for years. They don't, because they haven't learned how to make that step. They go back and forth with the body's recovery. And that's very, very important, my friends, is that you got to click into the recovery, and you got to work on not overtraining, because you see what happens, my friend. A lot of people don't understand. The body has a period of muscle recovery. In other words, if you break down more muscle tissue in your body can recover, say, I can't give the exact time, say 2 days, then you hurting yourself. It's just too much a demand for the body to compensate for. Give you an example. Say you break down, just a pound of muscle, right? Your body, in the period of recovery, can only replace 3/4 of a pound of muscle. So you're not really gaining any muscle. You see, and you get confused, you start to scratch it because you broke down more than the body's capacity. That's why you find these guys so frustrated. They train, they don't understand it because they overtrain the body's capacity to recover. See, these are the things that these fellows that's out there chomping at the bit, telling the people that are uninformed, they don't know, they have no idea about this. You see, I've been doing this for 70 years. I can tell you how the body responds from the age of 10 to 80. These guys that's coming up right now, they say maybe their 20s or so, what do they know about somebody in their 30s? They're not there yet. What do they know about somebody 15? They didn't start training then. So it's a big period where they don't have no actual hands-on to what it feels like and what it is to be training. But they got a big following, and that's that. But I mean, I just want to tell you that I learned so much from my friend Mike Menser and his routine, which I didn't approve of, of very intense, heavy training and taking off for a few days. You'd always tell the kind of theories that don't work because they die. I remember the Nautilus machines. I used to say, one machine for one body. Oh, it was a big thing. They had Nautilus gyms. But they weren't. They were just like a fad. They weren't really productive. You didn't need those things. At the CAM, they use much smaller machines, and it works much better. But he had cooked up this Nautilus and these huge machines that's supposed to be a constant contraction and extension. You see, one thing about things that work, my friend, they never die. The things that don't work die. Well, in any case, just want to give you an idea about how I enjoy so much talking to the bodybuilders of the past and the present. It's so enjoyable, and the dramatic change in mentality also. Because we didn't have that competitive nature at each other's throat like they have today. Everybody wanted to see how much more drugs they could take so they can be bigger than the next guy. It's a whole new world. But I mean, that's the way things go. Nothing stands still. And as I said before, the only thing new in bodybuilding is supplements. All this other stuff they bullshit you about is just first-class bullshit. And then the supplements are being scammed. Pre-workout drinks, good God, I guess every time I hear, I get annoyed. What a scam that is. But they don't know any better. Well, my friends, it is to be continued.